Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video. Until the Houston Astros beat the Minnesota Twins 5-2 to open up the series and improve to 3-4 and get their first win on the road and their first try. Great win for the Astros. I'm going to start off by saying this. Well, I like when things are going bad for the Astros and then things start going good. I like to see how Astros fans react on social media, mainly X, because when things are going really bad, they're so negative, saying we suck, this, that. And then you see the same people that were saying all these bad things throughout the saying, oh, yeah, we are so back after just one game. That's why I like to say that there are a lot of Astros fans that are bipolar with the way they act when, when things are going bad and then when things are going good. And here's the way I see it. Things were going bad through the first 6 games of the season offensively, and was that concerning for me? Yes. But was that season over? This team is garbage? This team doesn't have a shot at anything? No. And that's what a lot of Astros fans have been acting like through the first 6 games of the season. And then you're seeing some of those fans who were acting like that then completely forget any of that happened after this performance today. And look, this was a good win. This was a good offensive performance, but this wasn't a amazing offensively performance. It was good. They played great today, but but you'll still see Astros fans who were so negative through 6 games about the way this offense looked just completely turn things around after one game. The way I see things is that this is only one game. Can't decide of what this offense is going to be. This was a great win. I wasn't really freaking out before. But, I think it's way too early to be overreacting about losses and bad performances, and it's way too early to be overreacting over good performances and good wins. All right, Astros win 5-2. How about this? First win for the Astros, or first time this season in an Astros game that the team that started off with the lead and scored first doesn't win the ball game. The Twins scored 2 runs in the first inning. The Astros had 5 unanswered. And then on top of that, after the 3rd inning in this game, the Twins did not have any hits. So that's pretty impressive. The Astros were 2 for 4 in runners in scoring position. That is the best the Astros have been with runners in scoring position this season. Now they've had 2 hits in runners in scoring position this year. But the other 2 times they had 2 hits with runners in scoring position was 2 hits on 6 tries and 2 hits on 7 tries. Today they had 2 hits on 4 tries with runners in scoring position. All right. It'd be nice to see in a game this series for them to maybe try to get 3 hits with runners in scoring position for the first time this year. But today, the offense had 9 hits with 5 runs, which is the most runs they've had in a game this season. Before that, it was 3. 9 hits for the Astros offense is the most hits for the Astros this year. And before that, they reached 7 a couple times. 2 or 3 times they reached 7, but 9 is the new high for this Astros offense. 1 error in the ballgame, that belonged to Brian Abreu. And then the win goes to Hunter Brown. He's 1-1. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts given up for Brown. Very similar to his first start. His first start, he went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 runs given up, 8 strikeouts. Sorry, he had 7 strikeouts, and I want to say he had a couple walks given up in his last start as well. So I would say a little bit better. I mean, yes, the hits did go up once, and the earned runs are the same. Strikeout went up 1. Didn't have any walks, which I think he did give up 1 or 2 his last start. So much better. And the only big difference with Hunter compared to his last start is he actually got a win in this start for Hunter. Loss goes to Joe Ryan. He's 0-1 on the year now. He pitched 5 innings, he gave 5 hits, 4 earned runs, 6 strikeouts. Before the game, he gave 2 home runs to 2 different Astros. Before the game, there was 4 different Astros that had home runs against him. None of those guys hit home runs today. So 2 more Astros add to the list of home runs off of Joe Ryan. Some of the guys that had already sent Joe Ryan deep that did not today. It was Jordan, Chas. I think Jose was one of the guys, and then Isak was, but JP and Walker were the guys that sent him deep today. So now 6 Houston Astros on this roster have sent Joe Ryan deep. Save goes to Josh Hader, his 3rd of the year. We haven't seen him since Saturday. Same thing with Brian Abreu. So, you had to, I know it was a 3-run lead, but, you had to put out Josh Hader because you have the off day tomorrow. You had to use Josh Hader and Brandon Brady, especially with the off day tomorrow. He looked good. Strikeout in the 9th inning, no damage given up, looked solid. Scoring summary, how about Carlos Correa, RBI ground out? He didn't have any hits today, Carlos, against his former team, but he did have the first RBI of the game to make it 1-0. Then Larnach hit an RBI single to left. Buxton scored 2-0. Buxton scored off of getting to second base of a stolen base, getting to second base on the stolen base. Here's a real negative for the Astros so far this season. The Astros, runners that steal bases against the Astros are 8 for 9. And 8 for 8 when stealing second base. The only time the Astros have caught a runner so far this year was the first game of the season. Yanner Diaz threw out someone at third. So the only time the Astros have thrown out a runner was not even a runner stealing for second. It was a runner stealing for third. So that has been a weak spot for this Astros. There have been many weak spots with this Astros team so far, defensively and pitching wise, but that's been one. Then, after such a negative first inning, I'm sure Astros fans were being very negative on social media about the way the Astros started off this game and the way Hunter Brown started off this game. In the second inning, we see Christian Walker send one deep, 402 feet. That's the Astros' largest home run so far. I know there haven't been many, but 4 so far for this team. That's the largest home run by far, 402 feet for Walker. But how about back-to-back home runs? Home run to left, 391 feet for Jeremy Pena. It's 2-2, and that's back-to-back home runs for the Astros. They had 2 home runs in 1 inning before this game. They had 2 in 6 games. That's crazy. Then Brendan Rodgers. It was Brendan Rodgers' day. RBI single to center to score 2 runs, 4-2. 6th inning RBI double to score Caratini, 5-2. Brendan Rodgers had a 3 RBI, 3-hit game. Unbelievable to see that from Brendan Rodgers. Now, Jeff Blum and Todd Kalas, Astros announcer, said this, and I think this is very key to say with Brendan Rodgers. And when you think about this, he needs to be playing more in this Minnesota series and the upcoming series against Seattle after this. Brendan Rodgers is used to playing in the cold, being in Colorado. Very cold day in Minnesota today. It's going to be cold the next couple of days to finish off this series. It's going to be cold in Seattle when the Astros go to Seattle. Brendan Rodgers is used to playing in the cold, and I thought that was a big reason why he was so comfortable today. All right, Altuve, this was a pitiful day for Jose Altuve. Struck out 5 times today. It's the first time in Jose Altuve's career he struck out 5 times in a game. Before this, he had struck out two times in 2 different games. He struck out 4 times, but 5 strikeouts for Jose Altuve in this one. That's just awful. Jake Myers replaced him defensively after that last strikeout in the 9th. Isak went 0 for 3 today, was hit by pitch in the 5th inning. Weird thing with Joe Ryan. He's pitched 2 games, and he's gone about 10 innings. It's like 10, 11 innings in his 2 games pitched. And in those 2 games, he has no walks given up, but has hit 4 batters. He hit Isak and Christian today, and hit in his last series against the Cardinals, hit two batters, or his last appearance. So that's an interesting fact about Joe Ryan so far. But Isak was hit, but outside of that, went 0 for 3 today. Christian Walker, with his first multi-hit game as an Astro, also reached base 3 times today. Homer to left in the 2nd, 4th inning hit by pitch in the 4th. And then 8th inning single to left. He crushed this one, almost got his 2nd home run, crushed it off the wall, and it was hit so hard that he was only able to get a single out of it because you saw an amazing bounce back to the left fielder Harrison Bader. So yeah, but great day for Christian Walker. You love to see it. Here's the thing I will say. Last year he was much better on the road than was at home. And also another thing is Christian Walker is yet to face a left-handed pitcher this year. And, he had a much better year last year against left-handers than he did right-handers. Last year had a batting average of 275 against lefties, 240 against righties. Jeremy Pena went 1 for 4 today. After his home run, he did not have any hits, but made a lot of contact, 2 lineouts and a flyout. JP through 7 games through the season only has 3 strikeouts, and last year he was number 3 on the team in strikeouts. That's really impressive with Jeremy Pena. 2 for 4 for Victor Caratini. Honestly, he might deserve more playing time than Yanner Diaz with how bad he's struggling. Single to left and a double to left for Caratini. He scored 2 runs, made an amazing diving catch at the end of this game for the first out of the 9th inning. Yeah, it was an incredible day for Victor Caratini. Brendan Rodgers was great today, 3 for 4. Single to left in the second inning. Single to center to score 2 runs in the fourth. 6th inning double to score. Caratini, last at bat, he did strike out swinging. Unbelievable day for him, batting .313 so far as an Astro, and has opened up the season 5 for 16 for the Stros. Cam Smith, a struggle. He struck out twice today, flied out to right. In an over 3 day. Chas McCormick replaced him, struck out swinging his only at bat. Cam Smith looked good to start off, but he's starting to show some struggles, but that's okay since he's a rookie. Hunter Brown went 6 innings again today, as I mentioned. Brian King had a fantastic 7th inning for the Stros. 6 pitches, 4 strikes. Only took him 6 pitches to end the inning, and that was it for him. 8th inning, Brian Abreu. Outside of the error, it was a good inning. No hits, no earned runs, no walks, given up 2 strikeouts. The error was only the rough part of Abreu's inning, and I went over what Josh Hader did. Great win for the Astros to get back on the win column 5-2. This was really the only game I was worried about in this series for the Astros, and they went out there and got the dub. I was a little bit worried about today facing a guy like Joe Ryan, who's had some success against, last year you saw Joe Ryan versus Hunter Brown go up against each other in Minnesota, and Hunter Brown struggled, and Joe Ryan did solid, and so that's what worried me a little bit, but the Astros are still able to get a win, and Jose Altuve has one of his worst days of his career offensively, and so does Yordan. Yordan was terrible today as well, 0 for 4, and I think the impressive thing is you would have told me 9 hits for this Astros team. I don't think I would have been shocked because the Astros offense was due for something. But if you would have told me this Astros offense got 9 hits and Yordan and Jose Altuve went 0 for 9, I would have been shocked. But and I'm confident going into these next 2 games that the Astros can at least win one of the final 2, if not get the sweep, with the Astros facing weaker pitchers like Chris Paddock and Bailey Ober, I think it is. So, yeah, I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts on the Astros 5-2 win in the comment section, and peace out. Go Stros.